name is Dr. Lavarne, and I worked with Sunrise Success for over 20 years or more. It's been quite a bit journey, and he has helped me through so many things with owning a business to actually selling my business. Well, business sense in dental school, they give you basically one semester, not even a couple hours, maybe 6 hours of business training. So I was very good at being a dentist, but as being a business owner, a whole nother ballgame. Did not know the ins and out of it. So in that essence, I was fish out of water. Well, writing processes was one of the biggest things that I've learned, having process in place so that a business could run smoothly and easy and effortlessly. I didn't have those processes in place. It was pretty much chaotic. Oh, this happened. Okay, now what am we going to do? And everything was a fire moment. We didn't have it written down, so we didn't know what to do. And it was pretty much, let's do this, let's do that. And it was trial by error, and it was quite painful and a big learning process in that. And having those processes in place had made my business run so much smoothly that I could focus on being with my patients instead of working on the business. Granted, I still worked on the business, but I had key players in my business that would handle those situations. So he helped me with the hiring of the employees, everybody in to get everybody on board, and that we're all rowing the boat one way, not separate ways, and find those key players in my business so I could succeed. Oh, it made me love it even more because there were certain aspects that, like, okay, I don't know about this. I learned about it. I made a process about it. If something happens, I do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I didn't have to go, now what? I don't know what to do. So in that essence, it eased my mind because I have too many things going in my head, plus being a practitioner and trying to work on a patient. Those aspects, I could actually have it in a book. Okay, so this is what I need to do. So in that essence, that was mind relieving, basically. That was one less thing I have to carry in my head. Well, I was like, okay, at this point, I am wanting to sell the practice. Well, at that point, I didn't have the right players in my business to sell it to where I was comfortable letting go of my baby, as I call it. It was my baby. I started from basically ground up. And so it was literally my baby. So I had a hard time going, oh, I really don't want to sell it, but I do want to sell it. You know, I wanted to go into my next chapter of my life. And so at that point, I said, you know, can you help me? And he said, sure, I can help you. But I still had certain things that was not in place, especially if a buyer wants to look for a practice, they want certain aspects. And I was not ready at that point. So he says, well, if we'll write a plan, this is what we're going to do, and this is how you want to sell it, and a number that we would like to sell it at. So basically that's how the process went. It was probably the most wonderful thing that I ever was able to experience, you know, to sell my practice to someone who I knew was going to take care of it. Wasn't going to be someone that I didn't feel comfortable with. It didn't go to a corporation, which I didn't want it to be taken by a corporation. I wanted someone that would take care of it. And I was ecstatic that I was able to find someone that would take the practice. So that made me very happy. And then freeing, going, okay, now what's the next part of my life? What's the second part of my life? What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? What's going to happen? So yeah. And within months, everything fell into place. And once I sold the practice, I was able to go, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And then basically it was like chunk, 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 chunk. Yeah. So everything fell into place. They can be tough at times because they want you to succeed. And even as a client, there was times where I had to have some serious talk and say, hey, do you really want to achieve what you said you want to do? And if that is something you want to do, I go, yes, I want to do this. Then you need to do certain things that may be uncomfortable. And there was a lot of uncomfortable things that I had to do in order for me to grow as a person and also to run this business. I didn't grow up to be a businesswoman per se. I just wanted to help people. Okay. But there's certain things that I needed to do to run a business, to become a leader, to become this person that I am now, that, I know how to take care and run a business. It's not easy. They don't teach you those kind of things. I know how to become a dentist. I did that. But to run a business is a whole nother ballgame. It's another hat I had to wear. And Summer Success really helped me gain the confidence to do that, have the tools there, have the backing, helping me with like hiring and firing. I mean, hardest thing is firing an employee, things like that you don't really think about going, oh, that's so easy. No, it's not that easy. You have attachments, you have things that occurs in a practice. And not everybody's going to stay with you. They got other agendas or whatever. And all those things happening, Summer Success was there for me all those years to help me get through all the humps, all the little things that, is thrown at you as a business owner. They had helped me a lot. And even in 2008, when everything pretty much kind of crashed a little bit, it was very scary for dentists out there. And we were so, I call it lean and mean, meaning that we knew what my overhead was. I knew my numbers. I knew what we can do to minimize things. And we weren't affected as bad as other places where they were really looking at their numbers, really looking at their financials. Those things as a dentist, you might not know, look at, you're just like, oh, I got so many bills, but looking at the financials and see where your growth is, what you can do to minimize it, overhead, et cetera, et cetera. So yes, it was, I'm glad that I had some access on my back so that they could help me through all that. Don't wait. Hire them now. They will help you in so many ways that you think you're doing, but you really don't. And it relieves you to do what you love doing best. It's taking care of your patients or having that free time. If they will help you saying, hey, I only want to work 3 days a week. Okay, we'll make it so that you will be happy with what you're doing and only working 3 days a week. But this is the things that you need to do. Those are the things that I would recommend that anybody who's willing to, that want to get things sold or even starting off, you need a business coach to help you with this, because you don't have all the knowledge, all the backup, all the financials, especially the financials. And to be able to see those numbers and going, oh, this is what I need to do in order to have a successful business. And it helps you be more comfortable with just doing what you love doing, basically taking care of people. And that was my goal, is I want to help as many people as I possibly can, and that aspect I love doing. And then I could relieve all the other duties or certain duties to others that could do those things for me, and hire people that could do those properly for me.